What do you think? Should we go and open up 300 chests right now? I think we should, because why the heck not? But these will be more or less the first chests that I'm opening up, like my first set of a lot of chest openings that we're going to do here. And so, of course, the thing with opening up these ancient chests is that you can get different drops in terms of these holy talismans, and they're the main things that we care about, but we can also get some cool decorations, and we can also get VIP tickets. And the VIP tickets are actually the reason why I want to open these up, because at the moment I don't have any VIP tickets. So getting some out of these chests would be very handy if the game wouldn't break. Okay, well that just took like 5 whole minutes to come back. I don't know if I just lost those or not, whatever. DML moment is all that I have to say about that. Yeah, please sort your servers out, DML. Oh, there we go, times 50, that's what we want to see. Anytime you get above a ×3 drop, that's going to increase your average by more than the average. And every time you get a ×1, obviously that's going to make it worse. But every ×50 we get is very good, because that's ideally what we want. Of course, if we could, we'd have infinite amounts of ×50s. But we also do want to get the legendary out of these chests as well. So let's see how many talismans we can get, because I practically had 0 basically before this. So we can go and see how many talismans we have by the end. And then this will just give us an initial check. Another ×50, lovely. But then we'll be able to get a rough idea of, you know, how our event is going so far. And then we can, you know, maybe base some of our chest openings off of that. But I doubt we'll be able to get a dragon with this. We'll just probably... no, wrong thing. We'll just have more of an idea of what we want to be doing. Duplicate Hellion? I don't remember. I'm going to take 1 duplicate Hellion, just because I don't remember if I've got him. But when we do get the legendary, that would be great. That's going to be our first copy. It's always good to have at least 1 duplicate of every single chest dragon. It looks like we do have a few of them actually. But at least 1 of each of them. So maybe the next time we get the purple boy, we will take him as a duplicate, because I just hatched 1 of those recently. It's mainly for any collection events and stuff that go on. So again, always good to have at least 1 of them. But we are on our final 100 chests to open up for now. So, oh, another ×50. Boop, 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 boop. Lovely. Again, every time you get a ×50, count yourself... Oh, count yourself lucky again. Lovely. So what is that? 4 so far for ×50s. I'm just going to take another duplicate of him. Lovely. But, you know, I'd say so far that opening luck's been... Oh, 5. This opening luck's been pretty good so far. I cannot complain. You know, I've had some events much worse than this. So for now, I am happy. So we are going to open up this one, and then we got 3 more to go. What do we get? ×5, that's fine. And there we go. That's what I want as well. VIP tickets. Lovely. So after opening up all of those, which doesn't take very long to do, how many talismans do we have? We've got 984 at the moment, and that's roughly speaking where I expected it to be around, because remember, for getting a dragon out of the altar, you do need to get 1500 talismans for them. And since we had the burnout dungeon week 1, and then this week, I actually don't like this dungeon week either, because for my team, I find doing the weak attack quests and such really annoying. It's mainly because there's just lots of big shielders and things like that. So this week I don't actually like it that much for grinding the dungeon. Of course, we'd be hoping to get the fire dungeon. My team would be really, really nice for the fire dungeon. But realistically, we need to be doing a lot more grinding. And then in the last 2 weeks especially, I'll be looking at taking advantage of a really good dungeon. And then we can actually do that then. But since we got some more VIP tickets, I can actually enable VIP again. Lovely! And now I can use my auto collections. The blisses of VIP level. I may not spend any more, but my previous spending gives me obviously advantages, which I am forever grateful for. So yeah, I am going to continue this event without spending. We shouldn't need to spend anything because at the moment you'll see that I've still got 1,200 gems. And so if we spend 1,200 gems, well, it shouldn't take 1,200, but say we spend like 800 to 1,000 gems total in the dungeon, especially during a good dungeon week, we should be able to at least triple the amount of tickets that we've gotten so far. But in the meantime, we will try and get more of the solo adventure done. Not that I'm focusing on it too much because, you know, I don't care for it that much. It's just, obviously it's going to give us some bonus Dragon Board currency, which we'll go to do the reset for this Dragon Board event now. But just in general, I don't care about the solo events because I can't really do them on my current schedule, which sucks. Because obviously it's bonus currency and you want to get as much as you possibly can. And if you can do the solo event, you definitely should. It's just not everyone's schedule works out around the solo events in particular. The 6-hour resets it barely works around, but solo events, 100% no. So let's get these battle token quests done. Then we'll quickly do our Dragon Board reset. And the only problem about doing it this way around, where I used all of my tickets and then I'm going to go and do Dragon Board, is the fact that we could, in theory, get a quest that asks us to open up ancient chests. Although, to be honest, I haven't actually had it yet. So, unless they've taken that out of the pool of missions, I don't know. But I haven't gotten it so far yet, this ancient event. But we definitely used to have those, where one of the bonus 7th tasks was to open up some ancient chests that are the ticket ones and not actually the Dragon Board ones. So, yeah, I don't know where that's gone, if it's disappeared or not, but generally, that's why you'd at least save, like, 10 tickets, just so that you could do that extra bonus quest, but, again, I haven't seen it so far, so, guess we'll find out if we get it here. If we do, I can just do the dungeon reset for this time. It's not a biggie for me, but something to be aware of if you can't basically just do dungeon whenever you want. So, we need to collect 60 points with creatures, so that should be 3 more creatures, wherever those little spineless, gelatinous creatures are flopping off to. There's one of them. There's another one. There they are. They were all down there on the dungeon island. Disgusting, disgusting creatures. So, it looks like we got the one from the board event, and it does specifically specify Dragon Board, so we do know that we do not have to go ahead and open one of the other chests that we've just been opening up. It was very, very, I guess, tough trying to explain that we mean the ancient chest, but not that ancient chest. So I'm kind of glad that it's gone, to be honest. It was just really annoying having to explain to people, yes, you're correct, it is the ancient chest, just it's not that ancient chest. And are we gonna get a ×1? Lovely, I was getting concerned then. I was gonna start skipping a 3. There we go. Now our luck's looking up. So in a situation like that, it is tempting sometimes to just skip ahead, but then the next roll could be exactly what you need. And so there are ways to sort of mitigate the amount of re-rolls that you do, but in this case, since I just want to get the task over with, it's what we're going to do. So I'm going to re-roll the 4, and we're going to look for a 2 or a 3 here. There we go. We got our 2 that we wanted, so there we go. We're going to land on the purple, get our chest. And I haven't opened up many chests because I'm saving the currency, just so that you know. So if you're like, oh my god, why are you so far behind? It's because I'm saving up the board currency. So that's why it doesn't really matter what your progress is on adapts yet if you are just hoarding your currency, because of course you're going to be air quotes behind, or it's going to appear like you're behind, but you're not actually behind because you just haven't spent the stuff yet. And the same thing is if you haven't been opening up those ancient chests yet. Like, you might be really far behind, you might not, but if you've not opened them yet, you're not going to know. So, it's worth opening them up, I'd say, by the end of week 2, and seeing how many talismans you got, because realistically, if you want to get Neil, you need Emon plus Solum, which is, of course, 1,500 plus 1,500, so that's 3,000 talismans that you need, which means that by the end of week 2, you would really be expected to have at least 1,500 talismans if you want to go for Neil, but it depends on what you're going for. But if you do want Neil, that should be your goal, 1,500 by the end of week 2, so that you can buy at least one of them. But you got to take into account that it's been during 2 relatively tough dungeon weeks, so Maybe if they bring out the better dungeon weeks, you'll do a lot better, and then you'll get more points and more talismans during that time frame, but that's just letting you know that that can happen. But anyway, before I head off, we have a new dragon to get hatching today as well, in the form of PBJ. Peanut Butter Jelly Time Totty Dragon. So, I didn't manage to get this dragon when he was originally released, but I'm just glad that we've got him now. So I'm going to go and pop him. Do I have any other free habitats? I do. There you go. You can go in the lovely light habitat on the Turtle Island. There he goes. Off he pops. So the PBJ dragon is a reliable friend that everyone seems to get along with. Where there's a picnic, you can be sure they'll show up, with plenty of ants in tow, of course. So this is Verk, the PBJ, and, you know, I think it's more of an American thing, unless I'm just very, very uncultured in this sense. But, like, peanut butter jelly isn't really a thing over here in the UK. Maybe it is just an Americanized thing. Like, I don't ever hear anyone talking about peanut butter jelly here, apart from the song. But even then, that's quite old now. So, yeah, it's weird when people talk about PBJs, and it's like, if you said that to me, if I was just, like, randomly awake, I'd be like, a what? Oh, a peanut butter jelly. I've never had it. I just don't hear people talk about it here. Maybe it is a European thing as well. I don't know. I don't hear people talk about it here in the UK. But that just may be me being very uncultured of my own culture. Then again, I lived in Australia as well, and there was none there. And I lived in India, and I didn't see any there. So I don't know where PBJs actually exist. Someone can, like, throw me the Google or Wikipedia link to the full history of PBJ, feel free. But that was just my random assessment of PBJs on this fine evening. But anyway, there he is in his very spotty pink form. I do kind of like the idea behind the design, to be honest. And he can sit there with the unicorn and Icebergy and Mr. Fossily, and they can all be best friends, I guess, over there. So there is our new dragon as well. So our next goals realistically for this event would be probably the Ancients, or at the very least the Legendary out of these chests, because you can see we've made good progress on that now. So soon enough I would expect us to get that dragon, definitely by the time that we get 2 Ancients. But we will keep grinding for now, and we will hope and pray for some better dungeon luck. Looks like we don't need to take any more duplicates of the other 2, just so that I am aware for myself. I have a lot of the epics. I do need at least 1 duplicate of Lilac Corn, and then obviously the Legendary, we want that too, but primarily looking for VIP tickets and Holy Talismans out there. They're the most important things. But anyway, that was our chest openings for today. Best of luck yourself, and I hope to see you next time.